There's 2 victories going against Art Trask, who led most of this Firestone Tournament of Champions, the number 2 spot. This will be interesting now to see how Pete handles the 38-year-old from California. Good way to start for the 24-year-old, and now a look at Art Trask. 20th television appearance. Real pressure player, Nelson.
Chris, he's afraid of no one. He's had a great week. He's obviously one of the most methodical players ever to hit the tour. Mild slump trying to be too much of a power player. Went back to Art Trask's game, and now he's really sharp.
Real contrast in styles here in our 3rd match. You'll see what I mean more by watching a replay of his profile.
Textbook style. See the short first step, heel toe walk. Each step a little longer, a little stronger than the next. That good pivot step right there. Rotates the tip of the right foot. Lets that wrist roll back on the ball. Look at that. Down low. Look at that right knee. You just can't do it any better than that. Art Trask has bowled that well all week long. 2nd place. The match is all even semifinal game.
Now leaving the 2-5 on the left lane.
You can see the line of Art Trask. He's playing right around the 2nd arrow. Watch, he's starting right around the middle of the approach with his footwork, 5-step delivery. And look at how nice his shoulder position is, how good his swing is to his body, right inside the 2nd arrow. What he has to do is make a slight adjustment on the approach to avoid the light hit the next time he's up.
All right, Art Trask, sort of a replay of a match he had against Pete Weber in his winning days in '83. Had to beat him to get to the finals, which he won.
Pete Weber, the full fingertip grip, stretched out. His father and some of the older players such as Don Carter and even some like Marshall Holman used the semi-fingertip grip.
2 frames, 2 strikes for Pete Weber, who won his first match 231 to 205, and then against Roth 217 to 187.
The thing to watch, Pete Weber, that good timing, the good high backswing which he has made so famous. But watch the wrist action as he comes through. There, his fingers are behind the ball. He rotates the fingers counterclockwise, the wrist up through the center of the ball. Lets that top weight take over on the back end and drives the 10.
There's Nicole, Didi and Pete's lovely daughter. Have another named Ashley. 3 in a row.
Well, Pete Weber loosened up after that victory over Mark Roth. He had a little rest period against Roth as nobody could get anything going in that match. Now he looks red hot, but never count out Art Trask, his opponent.
Right there, so easily, gets them all.
Art Trask, who has been on the tour for 15 years, has always been a classic type player. He is one of those players who has been out here for years and never really got his just due as far as publicity has gone. A victory here in the Firestone obviously would correct a lot of that. Right now he trails by 20 pins. He has a strike working, 4th frame. Spread index finger for control.
All right. There is a double. That is Pete Weber's shot covering the 10 pin on the left lane. He had a strike in the 4th frame as we're running behind our time schedule. Let's replay.
Chris, he has 4 strikes in a row to start the game, comes up in the 5th frame and throws what looks like an apparent solid strike. And once again, the undoing of the 10 pin. Look at it rock, just nicked by the 6 pin. Gives Art Trask new life. Trask trailing by 19, has 2 strikes working, 5th frame.
And there you go, cutting what would look like a lead. And look at Art Trask's performance throughout the Firestone.
And the tournament's a little different. The first, second, third qualifying games are 8-game blocks instead of the normal 6. That was 24 games. Art maintained his lead right up into the 48th game, where Jim Murdishaw, our tournament leader, took over the lead. And right now, Trask, who has started strike, spare, then 3 strikes in a row, trails Pete Weber by 9 pins, can take the lead for the first time with a strike here in the 6th.
All but the 7-pin.
How many times we've seen that hit today? Mark Roth had it 3 or 4 times. Pete Weber's had it a couple of times. The ball looks like it's going to just saw the 5-pin out and drive it over in the 4-7 zone. But the action of the head pin comes back and intercepts or cuts off the 5-pin before it gets to the 7. Obviously preventing it from knocking it over and leaving a simple spare, but disappointing to Art Trask, who will now trail by 10 through 6 frames.
Remember, this is a semi-final game. The loser of it will get 20, but the winner goes into the final against the tournament leader Jim Murdishaw with a chance for 50 or 28 to the runner-up. High stakes. Spare up, shooting in the 6th frame. Started with 4, marked to the spare, and now a strike in the 6th. Jim Murdishaw, the tournament leader, warming up off to the right. Tough spot, first Firestone for him. First win came in February for Murdishaw. Here's a man with 9 titles. Yes, it's bowling in Akron. Among the finest, 7th frame. Art Trask marked with a spare, leaving the 2-pin covering it. Now he's in the 8th. And there is a 4-pin for Trask, finding some difficulty now. Both lanes.
The left lane, as you see Art Trask makes an adjustment on the approach. Then he lets the ball drift just a little bit high. The 2-pin to the sideboard knocks out the 7, but leaves the 4. Trask was light in the